Shower thoughts that blow my mind. Ain't gotta say no more. It's your boy BDJ. Let's get right into it.
So I made this video on the English language last year. I double checked, and yep, it's still weird. Like, when you scratch something out of your notes, you're just noting to yourself that that note no longer needs to be noted. And like, why do horrible and horrific mean the same thing, but terrible and terrific mean the opposite? To make matters worse, the phrase "this blows" and "this sucks" are both opposite and identical at the same time. A lot of our phrases don't even make that much sense to begin with.
What?
Slow and steady wins the race works for a lot of things actually, but the one thing it doesn't actually work in is in an actual race.
Facts.
Being on thin ice with someone is mostly a bad thing, but breaking the ice is usually a good thing. People usually put "gone but not forgotten" on their tombstones, but for most people, after like 3 or 4 generations, that's really just not true at all. If anything is possible, then isn't it possible that some things are impossible?
Facts.
In the same way, I guess, when people say we're not perfect, doesn't that make us perfect at not being perfect? I'm just gonna confuse myself if I keep going. Why do we have fingertips but not toe tips? Like we can tiptoe but we can't finger tip?
I've heard this
I
one
also
before,
don't really
bro.
know how the word red is.
Think about it. You have fingertips, right? But you don't have toe tips. But you can tiptoe. But you can't fingertip. Or tip finger, whatever the fuck he said. Like, think, bro, this nigga speaking facts, bro.
It's red, unless it's red. And the more I light my lighter, the lighter my lighter gets until it's too light to light. The word separate is written all together, but the words all together are written separately. Extraordinary and extraordinary are antonyms. You know, it's crazy what a single space can do. But remember, every single time you press the spacebar, there are 6 million other people pressing it at the same exact time as you are. Speaking of space, in the last Shower Thoughts video, I mentioned reality television. I double checked this too, and yeah, it still sucks. But don't you think a really good show would be flying flat earthers into space and watching them react to it?
Oh yeah,
sure, it'd be expensive.
Hold up, he's speaking
but
facts.
Flying flat earthers into check this too, and yeah, it still sucks. But don't you think a really good show would be flying flat earthers into space and watching them react to it?
Bro, oh God.
Sure, it'd be expensive now,
Fuck,
but in like 20 years, maybe not so much. If you made it to space, congratulations. You're casually floating around in the void. Now, if you just randomly started peeing, you would actually cause an acceleration. It'd work the same way that a rocket does. This wouldn't work if you're dehydrated, though. Drink your water. But even then, we don't buy water, we rent it. We use it, then return it, it's cleaned, and then sold back to you again. Life is—
Hold up, whoa, hold up. Ain't no fucking way, bro. No, nigga, I refuse to believe that. No, nigga. Ain't no way we fucking recycle piss and then re-drink that shit, bro. I refuse to believe that.
It's crazy. In other water-related news, fire trucks are just water trucks. You know, shout out to water. Through condensation and precipitation, for almost 4 billion years, it's been traveling all around and throughout the planet, only to end up in my shower. You know the deal by now. These are shower thoughts.
This Chinese.
Things have changed a lot over the course of history. There are people alive in their 90s that were born before the world's population hit 2 billion. When the world's oldest person, Kane Tanaka, was born 117 years ago, the global population was just 1.6 billion. In just one person's life, we've gone from 1.6 to 8 billion.
We be fucking, nigga. What you
Countries
talking
are
about?
constantly changing. The majority of superpower countries in the world have been around for thousands of years, and most of the cities in the world are probably older than the countries they're in. If you're 25, you've been alive for over 10% of the United States' history. That's kind of insane when you think about the position the country has gone through over the past 250
Good thing I'm 36,
years.
nigga.
The good, the bad, and even the ugly. Okay, maybe a lot of ugly. Anyway, you know, they say it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill, but I've been alive for way more than 10,000 hours, and I've yet to master the skill of life.
Facts.
When you're a kid...
That's facts, nigga. This nigga's dropping some quotes, nigga. Think about it. They say it's 10,000. It takes 10,000 hours to master a skill, right? But we've been alive. Some of us have been alive for more than 10,000 hours, and we've yet to master the skill of life. That's facts, bro. This nigga's
You
speaking
think adults
facts.
somehow know everything and have their lives together. But once you grow up, you realize that many people genuinely have absolutely no clue what they're doing sometimes.
Facts. I don't know what the
Also,
fuck.
when
I'm doing.
growing up, you realize how absurd daily life is. We paid the zoo to look at a bunch of stolen property, most of us have dead bodies in our freezers, and your lap only really exists when you're sitting. When you stand up, it just becomes your legs again. I don't make the rules, okay? Life is frustrating, and something that's been frustrating me lately more than usual is that we have wireless chargers that are actually more restricting than just normal wired chargers. It's fine though, no one is texting me anyway. Most of the time, having the last word in an argument means you've won. But if that argument is over text,
No. Okay, let me tell you something about arguments, bro. Never. Okay, this is your boy BDJ looking out for my BBC members. Okay, never argue with somebody, ever. There's actually no point in arguing, and this is why. Think about it. Think about the last argument you have. When have you ever had a successful argument to where you've managed to change somebody else's viewpoint on whatever the fuck y'all arguing about? The answer is probably never. And hold on, how do I explain this, bro? Fuck. This is probably what happened, right? You argue with them, and they either one completely disagreed with you, and then y'all just got tired of arguing and then moved on, or two, they acted like they agree with you, and then like literally a week later they just go right back to their original form of thinking, bro. See, arguing doesn't really do anything but like create unnecessary conflict, bro. You never want to argue with somebody, like, ever. Arguing is one of the most pointless things you can do, bro.
getting left on red kind of feels like you've lost. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't know, your fingers don't have muscles in them. Whenever you move your fingers, your palm and forearm are doing 99% of the work. Your handwriting is actually just your hand's accent, so I guess slurring your words when you speak is just talking in cursive. Remember though,
Shout out,
you don't get paid
Cardi.
on how hard you work. You get paid on how hard you are to replace. Life
Facts.
isn't fair, but at least we're trying, right? Birth certificates are usually the first participation award people get in life. It's kind of weird welcoming a child into the world, since they've already been here as long as everything else has, just in a different form of matter. I guess it's just like celebrating the temporary collection of atoms that make you, you. Wow, I think I actually just described birthdays, what? Death certificates are pretty much like saying thanks for playing. We pass the anniversary of our death every year without knowing. Who knows, it could even be today.
Hold up. Think about that shit, bruh. Every year you pass the anniversary of your fucking death, bro. You just don't know that you are. Bro, this nigga is speaking facts.
Death is a movie. Nightmares are just the trailers. They say that life flashes before your eyes when you die. So what if every time you blink, you're actually just taking screenshots to show yourself before you die? The last person in your friend group will go to all of your funerals, but no one will go to theirs.
Oh, shit.
Don't feel sad though. This just means that they're the last friend to hatch their skeleton.
Ugly.
Most video games prevent you from sleeping when danger is nearby. Think about that the next time you can't fall asleep at night for no reason.
Oh.
Remember everyone,
Good thing life is in the video game.
if you can't sleep, just know that if you lay down with enough force, you'll fall asleep instantly. Are you scared of heights? A lot of people are, and miss out on things like parachuting.
I
But
would
there's
love
no
to do
reason to
that
worry.
shit, bruh.
If your parachute doesn't open, you have the rest of your life to fix it. You're not afraid of falling, you're just afraid of hitting the ground. You don't really know that you've forgotten something until you can't remember it. Think about how many things you've actually forgotten. Oh, wait, you can't. But, speaking of forgetting things, the center of gravity is the letter V, and it's pointing down. And, I couldn't fix that parachute.
Oh my god.
You're a murderer, you know that, right? You've murdered trillions of bacteria in the shower.
Fuck them
Fun
niggas.
fact, cannibalism can solve both the issues of overpopulation and world hunger at the same time. Two birds with one stone. Alright, so plastic dinosaurs are made of plastic, and plastic is made of oil. And oil comes from fossil fuels.
I know what he's gonna say. Plastic dinosaurs are made out of real dinosaurs. Bro, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
From actual dinosaurs. So
What I be telling y'all, bro, I'm on tip, nigga. I'm a genius.
technically, dinosaurs never left, we're just turning them into plastic.
Facts.
We've always been told that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs. But what if the asteroid was just a spaceship, and we're the aliens?
Oh, I be thinking about that, bro. Think about it, bro. Think about it. Think about it. First of all, what do we know about invasive species in an environment? They have a tendency to diminish. Like, what's it called? They can't cohabitate with the rest of the environment. Like, they have a tendency to literally destroy the environment that they're invasive to. And think about what humans are doing to planet Earth, which is quote unquote our home planet. But we're destroying the planet, which is a characteristic of an invasive species, not a natural species. And another thing, bro, humans are the only the only animal on the planet, unless I'm completely wrong, that has evolved to require that our food be cooked in order to eat. Think about that, bro. Like, you can't just go walk out and see a random ass cow and just like eat it raw. Like, you can't do, like, your stomach has, like, you can't do that. You'll fucking die and shit. But any other motherfucking carnivorous or whatever the fuck, how the fuck you say that shit, animal could do that. And plus, another thing is, like, think about how motherfucking advanced we are compared to the rest of the animals on our fucking planet, bro. Like, this shit makes no fucking sense why we're so much more evolved. And I read somewhere that we're so much more evolved because we evolved to cook our food, which allows our brains to, like, mature faster and shit. Or some I read this shit like a while ago, so I barely remember it. And plus, it's like 3 a.m., so my mind is like, you know how 3 a.m. sessions be like. But just think about it, bro. Think about it. Fuck. This thing is crazy,
Take me to
bro.
your leader is just the alien version of let me speak to your manager. For some reason, we've been pretty much branding aliens as Karens all along. We've been looking for extraterrestrial life for decades, but we can't really find anything.
Because we're
Most
aliens.
just completely dismiss UFO abduction stories because
We might be, though.
they're usually insane and made up. An animal who was
Bro,
captured.
I be having so many fucking theories, bro, about just like life and shit, bro. And that's one of them. But once again, they're just theories. It's just fun shit that I like to think about when I get bored.
From the wild and studied by human biologists would probably tell the same story. Because of this, life is seen as rare. But think about it. The rarest animals on Earth might not actually be rare. They might just be really good at hiding from us. It's the same principle. Now that I mention it, the principle of YouTube itself is interesting to say the least. It feels like whoever you're watching is talking directly to you and you never think anything of it. But in reality, I'm here in my room by myself, talking to myself. I'm lonely. Everyone loves to comment first like they're proving something, but if you really want to be special, being last is a lot more impressive. I can understand it though. The first person to do anything is usually the one that's remembered for it. But since we don't remember pretty much anything from when we were babies, can you even remember the first time you started gaining consciousness? Maybe that's exactly what our first memory really is. You really have zero idea of when you were born. You just take everyone else's word for it. Fruit, just like humans, have belly buttons where they were plucked from, and your belly button is technically just your old mouth. So now that I think about it, the fruit we grow is essentially eating away at the sun every single day, and we eat that fruit. So in a sense, the sun doesn't really taste that bad. I know, that can be a lot to take in, so just relax for a second. But wait, if you're laying on an open field, that kind of makes the entire Earth your backpack. So you're pretty much carrying the weight of the world.
On some Atlas
People
shit.
usually say things like, I'm 6 feet tall, but that's only when you're standing. If you're laying down, you're 6 feet long. So technically, tall people sleep longer. When you hug someone, so like once a year for most of us, they're the closest person in front of you. But at the same time, they're also the furthest person on Earth behind you. I know, it's sad. But hey, you've survived 100% of the things you've ever encountered in life. You're undefeated. Every person you know knows a different version of you. It's like you're a video game and everyone you know is at different save points. The only thing is, you're the only one who can finish it. But remember, the person you see in the mirror and the voice you hear in your own head is not the same person that the rest of the world sees and hears. The only person who truly knows you is yourself.
Facts.
And you don't even know yourself that well.
Facts.
You've forgotten most days of your life, just as everyone else has, and you'll continue to forget.
The only person that knows you is you yourself. But most of us barely know ourselves, bro. Think about that. Bro, this nigga is speaking facts, bro. I like videos like this, because it's not just some stupid video. It actually gets you to think, bro. Fuck. I like this video, bro.
So for now, for the time being, even if the world is falling apart, just try and remember the good. And by the way, the letter W definitely starts with a D.
Oh, okay. Video's over. Bro, I have to like this video, bro. Fuck no. Ain't no way in hell I'm not finna like this video, bro. This is a 1.2 dislike. Who the fuck is these lame ass niggas, bro? This Aperture, go follow this nigga, bro. This nigga is fire, bro. Fuck. But yeah. That's the end of this video. I guess he has a different version of this and shit, bro. So if y'all want me to check that one out, let me know. But yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe, and either than that, we is gone.